live from Long Beach is Monday night.
Jose from Hialeah, Florida.
Welcome, Jose. Welcome, Carla.
Leslie Johnson, South Carolina.
Welcome, Leslie.
Thank you.
Gabby Tober, Orlando, Florida.
Welcome, Gabby.
Philip from Jacksonville, Florida.
Welcome, Philip.
Amanda, DMV.
Welcome, Amanda.
Rod OB, DMV.
Welcome, man.
This is Brad in Illinois.
Hey, Brad. Welcome, sir.
Freddie, San Antonio, Texas.
Texas, welcome.
Thomas Watson, Atlanta, Georgia.
Welcome, Thomas.
Jarek, Houston, Texas.
Welcome. Let's see, Jay. Jay, are you on here, sir? I think I saw your name come through, and I just made you co-host. Just want to confirm.
Yes, sir. We're gonna get started in about 2 minutes, brother.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
You're at the airport.
Perfect. Let me know if there's any other accounts we need to activate. As we are waiting, I am going to add the document that JC shared earlier on the chat here. So hopefully everyone was able to download that and fill it out and be prepared for today's call. Welcome, Barbie from Arizona. Welcome, Candy from Houston. Welcome, Emma from the DMV. Welcome, everyone. Guys, you're gonna want to click on that link I just sent over through the chat. Make sure you guys have that form in hand. It's either pre-filled or maybe just something that JC is going to go over with us today. But this is going to be a really good, powerful call today.
Mic check. Yeah, it's working good. Oh, the white one. Oh, nice. Tell me about the. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Does the audio sound good? Can I get a wave or something in the chat? No. I'll get a water. Thank you.
Recording in progress.
Yeah. Right. Bottles. Still working? Yeah, no. Oh, okay. Identifier keyboard. Can they hear me? Oh, yeah, they should. Can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me.
Yep, we hear you.
Okay, great. Give us 2 minutes. We're gonna get started in 2 minutes. Make sure in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, that you guys download or have the personality test. Make sure that you guys have that. Those of you guys that are local, let's go ahead and grab it too. Make sure you guys get a test back. Hey, let's have you guys sit over here, guys, for the recording.
Well, no, I don't have, I have. Not like.
It's college. Go back. Is he starting?
Go ahead.
There.
There you go. There you go. Cool.
All right. Here we go. See, you need to get the tech guy. All right, let's get started with the strength.
There, any extra pins by any chance? Pins? No blue one?
Little mic check over there. Louis, check the screen, make sure that they can see me, they can hear me okay? Right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what's on. Oh.
The lighting may not be the best for you guys, for me, but that's okay, because what's important that you guys see the screen. Okay, does everybody have their test kit? Yeah. Okay, great. You want to make sure you have a test kit, and you want to make sure that you grab a pen, because you're gonna be taking this test. Hey, give me one of those test kits, they're right there.
You scared?
No, I don't think.
JC, you can only see half the screen.
Thank you very much. Very good. This is going on. All right, and Louis, if you want to bring a chair, all these are taken, just pull up a chair.
Trying to figure out, because I don't think everybody has a pen.
Anybody have any extra pens? And if not, here's what you can do. It's also on a Google file in the WhatsApp group. It's pinned to the top. So you can open up the Google file and do the test on your phone as well. Right? So if you have a pen, go ahead and do it with a pen. It's better to do it on paper and pen. But if you don't have that option, you can do it right on your phone. Go to the WhatsApp group and it's pinned to the top. Open up on Google Docs and you should be able to take it there. So I'm going to start off with the instructions. Now that we're starting the training, because we've got a little bit of an echo here, but it's not too bad. Let's obviously make sure that we, the people that are here, let's keep it down right. So here's the instructions for the test. Give me a second. So everyone, open up the booklet. Let me make sure. Hold on, let me find the instructions. Watson have done this. Okay, hold on 1 second. I need to get the instructions. 1 second. Been a while since you're at college professor. That's right. I guess you live. Right. UCLA. First week's the regional. Right.
Hold on, bro. I gotta.
And if not, we're gonna get into the training and we're gonna do the test afterwards. Ideally, I want to do the test first.
Oh, there you go. Try it again.
No, it only works when you
Oh,
hit slideshow.
I'm tripping.
Hit slideshow,
There you go.
but now. So you got to disconnect and do what we did the first time.
Oh, that's right.
You already had it up and it was up. Good.
Yeah, it was on. I just reconnected it right now.
Try it again, Jane. Alright, today's just one of those days, guys, so bear with me.
Oh, shit, hold on.
We had it up and running.
We
Good.
did
I don't
have-
know what happened, Jay.
All right, hang on. Hang on. It was working just a minute ago, that's why I don't know, we can't seem to.
Try to disconnect it.
Yeah, this one right here.
We have a big, beautiful house, but we're having some technical difficulties. You know, it's, of course, everything is not gonna go good.
Oh, no, see, it has to, it said it again, just set it up. See,
It's looking a little bit better, yeah.
Go ahead. Mute. Can you hear us? Okay. But now I have to go to. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, there. And now share. And it's which one is it? Share. There you go. And there you go. We are sharing the screen now. Try it again. No, the same. Hold on. And turn it on again. Oh, it's not. Try that one quick. No, the thing is not here, John. Well, he was present. We're trying both. Yeah, I'll try yours. We literally had it this moment of the man. Is that a clicker too? Yeah, that was a clicker too, yeah. Hold on, okay, so yours is not. Try his. Okay. Oh, this ain't even working, not even there. No, you know what we're gonna do? Take the computer over there, forget these cameras, take the computer over there, we gotta do this training. Let's just do it like that. You want me to just click it up from here? It's already up. You can't even click it, try it. No, because I'm on that, so I can click it from this screen. Let me see. Look. Okay, I can click it. All right, let's get this training started. Yeah. Okay, let's go skip. The next slide. Skip next one. Okay, can everybody see and hear me on Zoom? Let's make sure everybody can see and hear me on Zoom.
We can hear you, JC. You guys are good.
Okay, perfect. Let's get started. Okay, guys, so the first presenter we're going to talk about is a red personality. And when you take the test, you're going to be able to see what personality you are. A couple of things I want you guys to keep in mind that most people have two dominant personalities. They have one dominant personality, another one slightly less. There are some people that are going to have mainly like one real strong one. But here's the attributes of the red. They're driven, aggressive, money motivated, confident. They tend to be forceful at times, egotistic, egocentric. They want to win. Competition is a big deal, and they have thick skin and they're risk takers. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. So I'm gonna have to breeze through some of this, and we wasted too much time. So they like material things. When we're prospecting somebody, for example, I can think of some friends of mine that are reds that are. You see them driving a nice car, dressed nice. And sometimes even if they're not doing good financially and the business is not going that well, they're in a situation where the rest still needs to look and feel like they're successful, right? They want to crush in competition. They tend to be cocky, flashy. They're doers, loud, and they like to keep stuff clean. So they want to win at all costs, kind of like a Michael Jordan, okay? General George Patton. These are the personality types. For example, do you guys think that somebody like a Conor McGregor? Anybody familiar with Conor McGregor? Yeah. What do you guys think he is? Yeah, right. He's a red, for sure. Red, flashy. Like, hey man, I don't. He says one of his famous quotes. He says, I don't only say how I'm gonna win, but I pick the round that I'm gonna win. That's for sure a red personality. Let's go to the next slide. Now, here's some of their downfalls. Very impatient. Okay. Insensitive, selfish, not very thoughtful. One of the things about reds, and I'm a red personality, is, and this is one of the things that I've had to work on. When it says here, insensitive or too aggressive. When I was younger and I was building my business, I started having some results. Because I got the results doing certain things a certain way, I was trying to force people to do things that way. I was expecting the yellows, the greens, and the red and the blues to act like reds. And I was trying to force people to be reds. And that's a mistake. I used to blow people out of the water big time. Some people would probably argue that sometimes I might do that even now. But I like to think that I'm a lot better now than I used to be. So if I'm working with somebody that's a red, I know what motivates a red. If I'm working with somebody that's a blue or a yellow, right? If I'm working with things that much. Oh, perfect. Give them a round of applause. If I'm working with with somebody that's a blue or a yellow, I'm not gonna talk to that person like they're a red, right? Because at the end of the day, we're in the business of leadership, right? So how we work with somebody and how we talk to people makes a big difference. So the next one is that they want to win at all costs. These are competition-driven people. At times, they tend to be unethical as well. Self-centered. Again, we're talking about the downfalls, right? And they tend to look for conflict. So, meaning, how can I put it? So it doesn't sound. Let's say my wife and I have a disagreement. Not that I'm looking for conflict, but I want to fix it now. But no, let's have a conversation now. Why talk about it later? Can anybody relate to that? Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm the kind of guy like, wait a minute, no, what we need to break for? Let's figure this out right now. We're adults, right? Now, when I was 30 years old, I didn't say it in that tone. Does that make sense? The tone I say it in now is a lot nicer than I did. Nevertheless, though, I don't like to, have it unresolved. Like, no, let's fix it. The other day, Winston called me, says, he told me about one of our vendors that we're, working with on some of the services. And he said, let's talk tomorrow. I was like, talk to him tomorrow. Why don't we just call him right now, bro? That doesn't make any sense. Let's just get it out the way right now. And then I think to myself, you know what? It's probably better because I don't like what he said. I don't like what he suggested. It's probably better to talk to him tomorrow versus talk to him right now the way I feel right now. Does that make sense? All right, let's keep going. I don't know if it's too far, Jay, or what the deal is.
No, click the TV. Point to the TV.
Oh.
I was just using it. I just looked it up. You good?
I think that's something. Maybe. Not even. Sunny. All right, let's take the next one, bro. We gotta keep going. Let's go. Okay, now let's talk about the yellow personality. So the tone of voice, go back. The tone of voice is more of a warm, lighter, and softer. Right? Slower talking. Relationship driven. They're not so much money driven, results driven, they're more relationship driven. They like to avoid conflict. So as you can see, it is very opposite, by the way, to a red. Okay? They like to avoid conflict, they're nurturing people, they build great relationships, and they're giving people. Let's go to the next slide. See? That's back. You're going backwards. There you go. All right, here we go. So here's some of the downfalls. Very insensitive. And they have thin skin. What does that mean that they have thin skin? They get hurt easily. Yeah, they get hurt easily. They get offended easily. Right? Or rejection, they take rejection personal too much. So for example, let's say I sit down with Jessica, for example, and let's say she's the yellow. And I'm showing her how to make her listen. I'm letting her know that she's gonna call people. What's one of the things that I should advise Jessica? Let's say she was a yellow, which I think she is, but let's say, for example, I advise Jessica that she's going to call people to invite them to check out the business or invite them to check out the products or services. What is some advice that would be useful for me to give Jessica? Loud nose. Yes. Loud nose. Manage her expectations.
And don't take rejection personal.
Don't take it personal. Here's a key one. In this business, Jessica, the people that you think will say yes, very often will say no. And the people you think will say no, very often will say yes. I gotta manage her expectation because here's what happens if they tend to have, and I'm not saying the yellows, I'm saying the yellows in general, doesn't mean they all do, but they tend to have thinner skin. Reds tend to be like, whatever, he was interested in it, let me call it next guy. You know what I mean? Anybody remember Boiler Room? Boiler Room, anybody ever seen Boiler Room? Yeah, I know you have, Sam. By the way, what's the actor's name, the main character? Yeah, Carlos the Closer. No, that's later. Anyways, the main actor is a stockbroker, right? He's setting appointments. He's like a Métis, let's call it, before he's a broker. He's calling people, and then one of the guys says, no, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. He says, fine, I'm going to take you off my list of people that want to get rich. And he right? That's a perfect example of red personality. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, they tend to find other people's reasons or excuses. Somebody says, you know what? Yes, the business looks good, but you know what? I mean, I got a lot of things going on. And a red will tend to want to overcome that objection. A yellow tends to be more passive. Like, oh, I understand that. It's tough, isn't it? Does that make sense? They'll buy other people's excuses. The people that close the most sales are the people that are more relentless. Here's one thing, a tip I'll give you on sales. The first objection is usually a smoke screen, especially when you have some dialogue going. You've had some dialogue going, you know what, yeah, we're in the middle of refinancing. We're in the middle of refinancing or we're gonna refinance, so, you know, it might be a better idea that we wait a little. A yellow will say, oh, you wanna wait a little. You can go ahead. Okay. A red will say, you know what, I'm glad you said that because we work with people that are in the middle of refinancing all the time. That's why the banks that we work with is actually a soft credit check that we do doesn't affect your credit, won't affect your refinance at all. And by doing this right now, you can lock in that escalator or that interest. And the tax credit, especially with the new administration coming in, things might change. And if we go ahead and get you locked in right now, if things change, if they don't change for you interest, and it doesn't affect that. Does that make sense? So why don't we go ahead and get you? That's a red versus a yellow. You guys follow me? Yeah. Now here's the deal. If I'm working with a red, let's say he's my customer, that's a red. I know I can level with him, and he can level with me. Let's say I've identified this is a red. This guy, he's a realtor, successful realtor. He understands. I can say something to him like, you know what, I understand. Let me ask you something, bro. You're obviously a sales professional, very successful at what you do. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't at least say the following that I'm gonna say. And then boom, proceed to close. Why? Because I identified that this guy is a red. Does that make sense? I literally said to some people, or even in a sales call. I remember I called the realtor to ask him if he was open to starting, a solar business and, making money from his customers selling solar. And he got upset. Right? And I could tell the guy was an aggressive guy. He wasn't rude. I mean, I guess he was a little bit rude. But he got a little bit upset. I said, hey, bro, listen, man. You're a sales guy. I'm a sales guy. I'm making a sales call. I'm sure you've made plenty of sales calls. That's all I'm doing, man. Don't knock my hustle for doing the same thing that we're supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Jake, I think somebody's at the door. Okay, good. Thank you, Jake. When I said that to that guy, the guy said, you know what? I understand. That's true. That makes sense. Right? Because I'm speaking the truth, right? I'm saying to the guy, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. What you do. You do sales call too. I'm a sales professional. You're a sales professional. Don't take it out on me, bro. I think one professional to another, we can respect each other. Does that make sense? But again, because I identified the guy's red. Now, what if I'm talking to a lady that's a cat lady? Right? And I know that her personality is a yellow personality. I'm not going to talk to her. It's going to be a completely different, even my tone, and it gets to a point that, remember, there's 4 levels of consciousness. Unconscious incompetence, where you don't know, you don't know. Conscious incompetence is where you know what you don't know. Now you're aware of what you are unaware of. Then there's conscious competence, where you know how to do the thing, but you got to think about it. I wonder what it is. Let me start thinking of what John wants. Does that make sense? That now your conscious competence, you start to think, oh, I think Johnny's personality is this. Then you get to unconscious competence, where you can read people very, very fast. So you know how to lower it down, speed it up, be more aggressive, push more, push less, etc. Right? So, and they don't want to get uncomfortable or make others uncomfortable. Next slide. Okay, let's keep going. By the way, I'm going through this information relatively quick. Okay. So the greetings. The handshake of a yellow is going to be softer, not very firm. They tend to be, too much in a red space. Okay. They may hug first when they meet you. Okay. They don't care how much designer stuff you like a red, and they show up on time. By the way, reds and blues. I'll give you, something ahead of time. Reds and blues are the ones that tend to be late more frequently than greens and yellows. Greens and yellows will tend to be more on time. Reds, 11. And not only that, reds are a little bit inconsiderate. Yeah, I'm late. I'm busy, bro. I got a lot going on, man. How many other people today? Come on, just get me started. Does that make sense? Is there yellows are more like passes, and it's cool, right? You need a variety of all of them, right? So they show up on time. They're considerate of others. Next slide. They tend to have longer hair. For example, males with long hair and a ponytail is probably a yellow. Does that make sense? Yes. So let's say you see like some surfer dude with long hair. That guy's probably a yellow. Probably, no, this is not, I mean, I'm just right? You know what, I know that's a lie, because there's no. The thing is with my brother and me, bro, you don't want to say. They're informal, more casual than reds and blues. The yellows, you'll also see, well, we're gonna talk about it, they're more informal. They'll be more casual than the reds and the blues. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now let's talk about a couple of blues. Fun, outgoing, spontaneous, long-term thinkers, short-term thinkers, visual people, trendy, loud, okay? Let's see here. They like these to be exciting. They don't like overbearing people. Again, we talked about this, they arrive late to meetings. Ready, fire, aim people. They're spontaneous people. For example, if you're dating somebody that's a blue, and you say, hey, how about this weekend we go to like New York? There we go. Blue is more likely to say, let's get an acreage while we're out there. A green, you're gonna need to give them 90 days and pass. A green is opposite analytical, which we're gonna get into right now. Okay, natural followers and relationship driven, these people love to have fun. For example, you guys know that one of the things that we're bringing is we're gonna go heavier on travel, especially for the international market. We can't talk about, solar security water to people that live in Mexico or Latin America or Asia, et cetera, right? So that means that our services are gonna beef up, they're gonna get better. The blues, for example, I have a friend, matter of fact, he's supposed to come in at 7:30. He's a mortgage pro. He went to our Crush It event. This guy was with a company, network marketing company that was all about travel. But he does mortgages and real estate. So I'm like, solar, big commission, solar and homeowners. He's like, JC, I made a lot more money with real estate than I did with the travel company. But I love the travel company the most. When you talk to me that you guys have travel, bro, I'm all over it. I took 4 vacations a year minimum. My kids experience more vacations than ever. So now I've been trying to recruit them since I was with the last solar company. Never could until we started talking about the travel. Total blue, big time blue. You guys will meet up today. Really nice guy. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so here's some of the downfalls. They get bored easy. Their attention span is not very long. So if you identify that you're with a blue, for example, something I'm with a blue, let's say in a phone call or a Zoom or an in-person presentation, I know that I don't have a lot of time to get my point across. Does that make sense? So they get distracted easy, they show up late. Not the most confident people, but they're very optimistic. And again, they text me. That's actually up there a couple of times. Because they really tend to be that. Let's go with the greens. These are, by the way, greens drive reds crazy. I don't really like to deal with too many greens. If I got a prospect, who could give me extremely analytical? Who could give me an example of a customer that's a green? What are they going to say?
On the battery.
Why are the panels link to monitor the dimension?
The dimension of the panels. Oh, you keep thinking of it. Oh, I'm not even thinking about it. You know what? You can have my other one. No, don't give her that. Give her a new one. And she'll really accept it. I only gonna take her to that one. Exactly, like she accepted like a yellow. Here we go. Analytical, detail oriented. They ask for the specs of the panels. How long's a company been in business? Manufacturing. All of these crazy things. When for example, let's say you're a mentee and you tag me on a deal. I don't do a lot of sales personally myself, but let's say a mentee tags me on a deal. and I know that they understand the colors. What color personality would you guess that this customer is? If they tell me green, I don't care how good the deal looks, say it to somebody else that's more patient. A yellow is more patient. A blue and a red, not very patient. A yellow is more patient. Oh, it's okay, Jessica says she wants the specs and stuff, and she wants to know about every single one of the panels and stuff. So she asked me for the spec sheets for every one of the panels. So my customer makes a business decision. And then yellow is more likely to be more patient and find the information. They want to be nice. They're nicer people. Yellow people are nicer people. Right? And here's the deal. Like, I'm more dominant red, but I'm also yellow. Like, I care about people, but my dominant color is red. Right? Like I'm not very analytical. I like to have fun, but I'm like, my wife is a blue. If I tell my wife, hey, guess what? Afterwards, we're gonna go smoke some cigars and have some whiskey with some friends. Sounds good. We'll be. She's always been like that. Since I met her, she's been like, she's that person. Okay? I'll give you an example. I'm 40, I'll be 42 next month. I wish next year. Next month, I'll be 42, right? This month. This month. Oh, this month is February. I've been drunk 4 times in my life. I'm not a big drinker. I enjoy the whiskey. I drink 2 at home, right? I've been drunk 4 times in my life. 3 other times we were with my wife. 3 other times we were there. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay. Nothing. So the grades, nothing really jumps out about their appearance. They're not trendy at all. They just kind of blend in. Okay. So this is important, right? So we can spot somebody when we're dealing with them, right? Did he know? Yeah. Oh, let's go back. We'll go to the last slide. We probably missed some of them. So here's some of the strengths. Go back to the last slide. Okay, then it's that's the last slide. That's it. So go to the next slide. There it is. Okay. Not into designer stuff at all. A lot more formal than a yellow, but not trendy. Okay, and they're not too concerned with their appearance. See it works. See it's work. Okay, let's see if it works over here.
You know what it is? It goes with it, sleeps. It goes to sleep.
Okay.
So you gotta press the little zoom, the little light button to keep it.
The top.
No, these are the red dot. Just kind of click on it a couple times
Let's see.
to keep it awake.
Okay. They show up on time. These people do show up on time, unlike reds and blues. Yellows and greens will tend to be more punctual. Okay. Yellows and greens are on time. Okay. They tend to run by the clock, and they ask, as we talked about, a lot of questions. That's again what drives reds crazy. Okay. So there, look, nothing to thought about their parents. It's not trending. Am I going backwards here?
The down button is next because it's like like in order.
Okay.
The down button.
See.
So the up button is back. No.
Yeah, I get it. To me, they show up on time. Okay, we did that. Okay. So fair handshake. They keep distance from you. They won't use too much slang. Their tone of voice is softer and light. They want to talk about facts, details, and organization. They're not the fastest starters. They take a long time to make a decision. And side note, blues tend to get on the range nerves. Because blues are more casual, more, fly-by-night people, right? But like, oh, it's just spontaneous. Greens drive reds crazy, blues drive greens crazy. Okay, let's go.
No, huh? Yeah, see that is it sleeps. Oh, there you go. That wasn't me.
No, that was you.
That wasn't me, no. Click it again.
No, that was you.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back. Yeah, we should use my computer because my computer will not be doing this crap. Apple computers, man, I'm telling you.
It's not Apple. It's not Apple.
Like it's not.
That's a great statement, by the way. Y'all can get that. My computer would be doing that crap.
That's true. Exactly. That's a red statement. Shoot. And if I had an Apple computer, my Apple computer would be better. Let's keep going. Let's see. We already did that. Okay.
Oh, see, there you go. Now you can see. There you go. Now you're clicking.
Down. Okay.
Click.
Paralysis by I'm gonna keep pressing this button. Paralysis by analysis. Okay. These are the downfalls. They're fault finders. These are the people that no matter how good something looks, it's gonna be a harder sale. Harder sale. Okay. Not very open-minded. More negative than other groups. Perfectionists, relationship builders. However, when you get the yellows and the greens in your group, they're awesome. when, in the sense of they're gonna stick around, they help, they support. I have a lot of greens that are around that they'll do the complicated stuff and they like that kind of stuff, which is great, right? So they like to be on their own and they're not the most social. Even if I press the thing the whole time, it was just.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the.
That's you.
Oh, that's it.
That's
Okay,
you, see?
perfect. So, here's a recap. Red, formal and aggressive and fast starters. So you got the fast starters on the left. The reds and the blues are the fast starters. Formal and aggressive, fast starter, are the reds. The blues are informal and aggressive fast starters. So the reds will tend to dress sharper than a blue. Okay, these are the groups that move fast. If I sign up Johnny and I know that Johnny is indeed a blue, right? And I'm doing that to see if it continues to work. So let's say he is indeed a blue or a red. I want to make sure, especially the red, I want to make sure that I get into his list and making some phone calls, get in front of his people, collect some utility bills fast, right? Now, I guess you could argue the same thing about yellows and greens, right? Because they're not the fastest moving people. So I want to get them. When we're dealing with network marketing, ladies and gentlemen, it's we talk about this all the time. When people are new, they're at their highest level of what? And lowest level of what? Knowledge. That's why we want to get them into action fast, right? So the yellows, informal and passive, and also slow starters. Greens are passive and slow starters. Okay, let's talk about values.
There you
Because
go.
it's working still. Yeah. So the reds, here's what reds value. They value action, flexibility. How do you say that word?
Spontaneity.
There you go, that word. Yeah. They love freedom and opportunity. So talking about freedom and opportunity is a big deal to me. Talking about big money, okay? Excitement, attention, stimulation, competitions, and talking about winning. How we're gonna win, okay? Let's keep going. Yellow values. Relationships, authenticity, personal growth, significance, teamwork, community, charity, ethics, harmony, and morality. Make sure you guys take screenshots of that or take pictures. Let's go with the blues. Fun, and it does make sense that fun is at the top of the list. Structure, systems, relationship, living in the now, optimism, and positive environment. This is important to the blues. Oh,
No, see, it just sleeps.
yeah, so yeah, all right. So the greens, learning, intelligence, logic, self-mastery, technology, research and development, science, universal truths and facts, expertise, competence, accuracy, and the big picture. Okay, let's go again.
There you go.
So let's talk about how to get the reds into action. What are the things that we do to get the reds into action? Okay, I guess we start with this one. Okay, that is it.
The down button is next.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But sometimes it works, sometimes see,
Oh,
sometimes
okay.
it works, sometimes it doesn't.
All right, I got you.
All right.
That's next.
So how to make money? Must be strong and firm. Why should I follow you? That's the mindset of the red. Okay, so why should I follow you? Because they want to be working with the best in the business. If I am not the best in the business, I want to introduce a red to the best in the business, right? If I'm a green or a blue or a yellow and I'm working with a red that's aggressive, I want to put them, that's where three-way calls come in, and three-way calls are very powerful. Maybe I'm not that person because they want to be the top of the top, the cream of the crop. A red will go to, let's say, for example, a bar and they will just order like a regular drink, they'll order like a brand drink. Does that make sense? The status, even in the things that they drink. Like if I'm hanging out with somebody at a mixer and they order, well, I'm not much of a drinker, right? But what's like a Johnny Walker Blue? Okay, let's say, well, let me get a Johnny Walker Blue, right? You could tell, and you know, let's say the guy pulled up in a nice car and he's in a sharp suit and he orders with Johnny Walker Blue. That's probably a red person. Does that make sense? So they want to be working with the best. I will do a three-way call, put them on the phone with the best, and edify them. I know Reds want to be with the biggest and the best everything. So when I identify somebody, I want to make sure that my prospect knows this is indeed the best. This guy wins and he shows people how to win. I think, matter of fact, Idris, you remind me a lot of this guy because this guy, and I put these attributes that I know that he likes. Okay? And then reward them when they get the results. Okay? Let's go next slide, bro. Okay. Give them options, not opinions. Okay? Don't tell them what to do. Build up their egos. Challenge them to break records and empower them. I remember when I got started in the health and coffee company, the owner of that company says, here's a record for somebody hitting executive director. That was the rank, executive and national director were ranks. Matter of fact, manager, director, executive, national, I just realized that. Those are all ranks. So he says, here's a record for hitting executive director. He says, I think you can beat that record. I said, yeah, I think I can. And because of the competition, he knew it. I didn't know at the time what he was doing, but now I know what he was doing. He knew my personality type, and he knew that challenging me was gonna move me. Breaking records, like for my ego, because breaking records, right? If you want to break some records, there's something to do with the ego, then that's not necessarily a bad thing. Does that make sense? Okay, let's keep going. How to get yellows into action. Oh, see, it works sometimes. Go back. So lower your tone of voice. Show them that you care about them. Show them how we can help people. They won't follow you if they don't like or trust you. And recommend things to them. Okay. 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 Blues into action. Okay. Focus on fun relationship and fellowship. Don't say this will be hard, but in the end it'll be worth it. That's not something that motivates them. They don't want it to be hard. They want it to be fun. Does that make sense? So keep it light and talk about the dream and the pride and set short-term goals. Because short-term goals are attainable. Then through setting short-term goals, we're moving them into longer and longer, right? Okay, and emotion gets to them. Yellows to them. So next slide. Okay, next slide.
Go click it.
Okay, perfect. For sure, I can't emphasize this enough on Greeks. They do not like hype. They hate hype and exaggeration. Speak with the facts and only the facts. You're not going to motivate them with the hype. Okay. Details, logical systems, conservative, realistic projections. Don't tell them what to do and don't push them either. Okay. So here's something extra that I added to this. And again, I went through this information quick because we were like 25 minutes behind. There's four people. There's four people out there. There's a person that wants to be right. There's a person that wants to be liked, the person that wants to be comfortable, and the person that wants to win. The people that want to be, so for example, the worst one of these is the one that wants to be comfortable. The one that wants to be comfortable is dead in the water because success exists on the other side of comfort, right? That's the worst one. The second worst one is the one that wants to be liked. Because the one that wants to be liked care too much about other people's opinions. Unfortunately, we talked about this earlier. What personality do you guys think is someone that wants to be liked? Yellow. That's right. Yellow and blue, yeah. But I would say yellow even more so than blue. Then you got the person that wants to be right. Who's that? Red.
Can you draw out of these?
Yeah, for sure. Then you got the person that wants to be right. So for example, you got the red, the yellow. The comfortable one, if I had to pick a color that would fall under there, would probably be the analytical person. They're very optimistic. They're not optimistic. They're not very optimistic. They're very close-minded. Right? They don't get as very motivated. Just kind of, oh, I'm fine. Does that make sense? That doesn't mean, by the way, that this is a blanket statement. This blanket statement. That's not what I'm saying. Then there's a person that wants to win. When you mention right now, can you grow out of that? That's the answer. Of course you can. The person that wants to win is the person that says, it doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong. You be right, I'll be rich. Doesn't matter who gets the credit, let's build a business. Does that make sense? It also doesn't matter that you don't like me anymore. I didn't work this hard to stay the same. If I stay the same, you probably still like me. Because look, for example, we're in a beautiful home right now. I guarantee you that if some of y'all bought this home and you invited some family members, how many of you guys would have some jealous family members? By show of hands. For sure. You know why? Because when you start to grow, some people are just not gonna like you. It's just the way it is. But here's the deal. Too many people value that too much. Like, oh man, but my friends that I grew up with in my family, my own cousins, they don't really like me and stuff. They don't really call me. They don't really invite me. That's supposed to happen as you grow. That stuff started happening with my wife, with her cousins. Her cousins started acting different around her, big time. And I told her that's supposed to happen. That's a good sign. That means that you're growing. There's something about your life that they don't like. So you still be nice to them. They don't invite you to stuff. You still invite them to stuff. Doesn't matter. And they probably won't show up, and that's okay. Does that make sense? It's just the way it is, right? So when you get to a point where the person who wants to win is, hey man, let's go win. You be right, that's fine. Okay. But one of the biggest things for me is some people are just not gonna like me, and that's okay. As long as you're growing, you're gonna grow. There's gonna be a group of people that are gonna grow apart. But guess what happens? Some of these people leave, and some new people come. Because I was taught a long time ago, people like people who are like them, or like they would like to be. People like people who are like them, or like they would like to be. Think about it. What is the kind of people that you like? Do you like to be? How many people here like to be around positive, upbeat winners? Yes, even if somebody was not a positive, upbeat winner, but they wanted to be a positive, upbeat winner, they like positive, upbeat winners. People that are disciplined, people that are moving and shaking. I've got people sometimes send me a message saying, hey bro, I just love to see your hustle, man. You motivate me, bro. Good job. I just wanted to tell you, man, I've been following you for years. I love to see your hustle. You motivate me, bro. Thanks, man. And then I say thank you, and then of course I try to recruit. But my point is, see, I had a guy message me that last year. Last year I had a guy message me that like maybe 5-6 months. And I know who he is, and I clicked on his profile to kind of refresh my memory. And I remember thinking, that's a very nice compliment that he gave me, but I wondered to myself, why does this guy not do more? He's in his 30s, probably, if I had to guess, he's in his 30s. So he's a young guy. Why doesn't he do more there? And I see that he's motivated by what he sees. You know, because I share my stories, I share the meetings that we're doing. That's a way of recruiting. That's a way of being out, right? So I say that to say this. He probably isn't that positive, maybe positive, yes, but upbeat and a winner in his eyes, maybe not yet, right? But he wants to be. So when he sees other people that are like that, say, oh, this is the kind of guy that will hang around. Here's what happens. You will start to attract your tribe. There are people right now that won't do business with us. And I say us because that includes me. But when we grow to another level, some of those people will start doing business with us. Some of you guys are a year away from attracting people that right now you can't attract into your business. Yes. Here's the deal though. Most people don't give it enough time to get to the point where they attract those people into their business. Like the version of me years ago would have attracted somebody like Sam. But then it got to a point where, oh snap, I remember seeing that dude on the internet and seeing people recognizing him and stuff. And not only him, but because that company had a lot of success stories. Like some big timers were building that company. I remember at a point thinking, having somebody like that in my organization work with me, man, that'd be like crazy. Does that make sense? But then as you start to grow, and there's a lot that we start to grow. For example, how do you guys think that if you master the personality, and one day I'm going to do one via Zoom where I'm going to take my time on this, or we're going to do the test and do it all properly, right? Today, a lot of things went wrong, but whatever. This is a good example of what happens in life sometimes, right? You think, oh, we got a beautiful house, things are good, but technology and stuff, and I have to breeze through this information. But imagine if you take this information, you start to apply it, and now you're closing more, you're recruiting more, you're a better leader, you're duplicating more, right? You're growing. More than making more money? Yes. And our people, don't you think that when you start making more money, and people know that you're making more money, that you attract more people? Yes. It's just how it works. So, but for right now, here's what I focus on. I'm gonna focus on building a business with the people that I've got, the people that want to do business with me right now, we're gonna focus on. I talked about this in the sales meeting this morning. Where are all those people gonna come from? Wherever they are right now. That big old business and all those sales and all those recruits, all those managers, all those builders and all those execs, where are they gonna come from? That's none of my business. What is my business is to be around long enough and grow and build along the way. This is a 5-year span. Here's a problem with most people, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a problem. You tell them 5 years to make life fair. 5 to 10 years, you can drastically change your life. And can we agree that that goes by like this? Yes. COVID was 5 years ago. The worldwide lockdown was 5 years ago. That ain't that long. Can we agree? What if 5 years ago? See, that's what's funny. I got started in the solar industry. It's going on 5 years. This year, later this year, will be 5 years. Let's call it April. Late March, April will be 5 years. I went bell to bell. Let me tell you something. The situation that my family is in right now, the assets, the net worth, the business, right? Because in 2020, I was in the worst financial situation I've been in about 15 years. It is night and day. It is night and day. If I wanted to go and sell my part of the business, 50% of the business to somebody else, I would get paid, but I wouldn't do nothing that stupid. You know what I'm saying? We're going to build $1 billion company. We're going to pay $1 billion in commissions. So here's what I'm saying. As you start in 5 years, and here's how most people look at it. They look at this. Here, 5 years. Wow, that's far. Instead, from here to here, let's call that 100 years. Right? The Bible says we should live to 120. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna live to 120 years old, or I'm gonna die trying. Check this out. Some of y'all didn't get it. It's okay. They'll get it. So watch. Let's call that 100 years, not even 120 years, right? Or if you want to call it 80 years, doesn't matter. If that's 80 years, let's say, come on in, bro. Let's say that's 80 years. How much is 5 years? 5 years? 5 years. This is what we're asking for. When we say it takes 5 years to make life fair, people look at it like from here to 5 years. Instead, in my life, this is a 5-year mark. 5 years is right here. That's what I'm asking of connect, build, grow, connect, build, grow, make this. That means making the sales, you're recruiting, you're plugging in, you're growing. You're losing people, you're attracting new people, you're getting your self-confidence increasing. 5 years. I've gone bell to bell since 2020 in the solar industry. One way or another, with 2 companies. Last company and the company that we did. And we put all of this stuff together all of this life experience that we've gotten over the years, we put it together, we come here, and now we're very proud of everything that's happening. We're proud of all of you guys for being here. But that 5 years is not what most people think, but most people, once again, they're not looking to give it that necessary time to get it, right? So anyways, appreciate you guys. Let's do this. Give me the personality test. I'm going to give you guys the instruction on the other ones, but here's what I want you to do. On the first one, I don't remember how to put the numbers on there. So here's what we're going to do. On the second one,
our room is sliding open.
on the part 2, the instructions are up there clear. So go ahead and do this. In answering the following questions, you must distribute 5 points in any way that we choose. We can drive them equally between 2 choices, like 2.5 and 2.5, or in any other way you wish, like 1 and then 4, 2 and 3, or 0 and 5. Any way you want, you could put the 0.5s as well. That makes sense? Because you got 2 options. If you look at number 9, it says, I am physically active, I get things done person. I'm a physically active, a quote unquote get things done person. If you feel like for sure that's me, it's a 5, or the other one is, I am mentally active, I'm an ideal person. If you feel like, no, that's not me at all, I'm not an ideal person, I'm a physically active, I get things done, I'm fire, then I aim. That would be a 5 or a 0. If you feel like you're 50-50, like half that and half that, you go 2.5, 2.5. Or maybe you go 4 on the first one and 1 on the bottom. I am a thinker, I am an ideal person, but I will put that in a 5. That makes sense?
Divide 5 points between the 2 points.
Correct. You divide the 5 points however you see fit between the 2. Okay? Any questions on that? And by the way, can we give Rangel on the test? Very good. Oh, you got extra? Yeah, give them one, bring another one over there, please. Okay, why don't you guys work on that, and then. I gotta call Winston to see. All right, so here's what we're gonna do, for the people on Zoom, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this training up. I'm gonna put the instructions for the first part of the test on the WhatsApp group, so make sure that you guys check that out later, so you can complete the test, but you guys already know how to do the second part, fill out the second part. Now I'm gonna put the instructions for the first half on the WhatsApp group, okay? So thank you, everybody, appreciate it. Any of you have some guests coming today?
Yes.
Yes, okay, sure.